Welcome to Depressive Realism, week 4. It's Phil and Brad.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, TGIF. So, this week went by pretty quick, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, thankfully, work didn't seem to drag on for me. I'm pretty sure not the same thing for you.
Dragged on super hard, but and I have to work this weekend, but it'll be all right.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, at least we're both working at decent jobs that don't come up with a budgeting plan for us to have a second job.
Yeah. Good job, McDonald's.
Yeah, McDonald's and who is it, Visa? Yeah, McDonald's and Visa came out with a monthly idea budget plan for their employees that it includes having a second job.
Yeah.
Uh,
Now, do you have a budget for yourself? Because I don't have.
I tried setting a budget for myself at one time, and then I realized that I'm not going to stick to that budget. I'm just going to kind of do what I want.
Yeah, same here.
I'm not really good at managing large amounts of money, but whenever I become broke and poor, I can really make that dollar stretch a long ways.
Right.
Um,
I tried before. I used like services like Mint before, and I usually just try to check my balance every couple of days. Just to always just try not to spend more than what I have. So.
I had somebody advise me. It was like 3 or 4 days ago. They were telling me, you should probably try using like Microsoft Excel. It really helps you plan your money. So
Okay.
I looked at them and I was like, man, if I could afford Microsoft Excel, I wouldn't have to worry about
You wouldn't need a
managing my
budget.
money. Exactly.
I saw a story once about a guy who kept track of when he was having sex with his wife in an Excel spreadsheet. Like he had like a report, so he like knew what days he was more likely to have sex.
That's incredible. I wonder how something like that would work. Do you just get like a calendar and put a little check mark on the days that it actually happens?
I don't
or-
know how OCD do you have to be to.
gotta plan everything around certain events. But yeah, no, I'm looking at this budget report, and it's kind of ridiculous. I mean,
They're not realistic numbers by any stretch.
no, I don't really know too many people who live by themselves and pay $600 in rent.
Yeah,
Um,
you're having a small ass apartment,
yeah, it's super small. I mean, my apartment's not that big, and I pay way more than that.
right?
The car payments and the insurance. I mean, the insurance I can understand if you're like a 50-year-old.
I think to make those numbers work, you have to be like a 50-year-old woman that drives a Saturn.
I was thinking more like a Prius, but yeah,
Yeah.
I guess Saturn works. I mean, another thing that they don't even bother to take into account, which I guess they're marking it as other. But what about your gas payments and everything for your car? Like, I mean, if you're paying $100 in other, then that's, I don't know about everybody else, but for me, that's 2 trips to the gas station.
Yeah, and you're commuting to 2 jobs now. Go ahead and give us like an overview of what they think your monthly budget should be if you work at McDonald's.
If you work at McDonald's, I'll go over the net income first. Your first job, which I'm assuming McDonald's is expecting you to work just for them, is $11.05 a month. Now, this was for part-time workers, correct?
Yeah, this is part time.
So part-time workers making $11.05 a month, that's working a lot. That's working more than part-time. Because McDonald's employees aren't making more than minimum wage. I'm sorry.
So they're probably putting in about 30 hours a week.
For figures like that, I would say it's probably more like 38, 39 hours a week. Probably cutting it as close to that 40 mark as they can
Okay.
without giving you the required benefits.
Right.
So for your second job, you're supposed to be making $9.55 a week. Now, I'm wondering if you're going to be working 2 jobs to where you're working almost 40 hours a week in both of those, when exactly are you sleeping?
Yeah. Or doing anything else besides working.
Exactly. So that could get you a monthly net income of $2,060 a month. Now, at that rate, according to McDonald's and Visa, you should be putting $100 into savings every month or every week. No, every month. I'm sorry.
Every month, yeah.
So you should be putting $100 into savings every month. You should only be spending $600 in rent, $150 for a car payment, $100 on your insurance, $20 on your health insurance, no heating, so I hope you don't live up north, $100 for your cable and your phone bill, $90 for electric, $100 in quote unquote other, So that should give you a monthly expense total of $1260. Your monthly spending should be $800, and that makes your daily spending money goal of $27.
I was trying to spend more than $27 a day. They also don't take into account how much you're gonna have to spend on alcohol because you're gonna want to get drunk a lot because you work at fucking McDonald's.
Yeah, a lot of alcohol, and also they got to take into account the one-time purchase of a firearm before you kill yourself.
Right.
So I don't understand where they came up with these numbers, how they came up with these numbers, and are they expecting people to work 24 hours a day to make those numbers?
That's insane. Now, when you work at McDonald's and you buy a firearm to possibly kill yourself, you have to probably buy like a high point, and that I just picture that the most depressing thing. If you work at McDonald's part time and you can't even like buy a decent gun,
Mm.
it's like
No, you're looking at if you're lucky, maybe a Taurus 9mm with the cheapest ammo that you can find.
what a shitty way to go.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, you're working at McDonald's. It doesn't get much worse.
You just put your head in the deep fryer.
So much cheaper.
I guess we're knocking a lot of people that work at McDonald's, but I guess it's better than people that don't work at all or bad.
Exactly. I would rather, in my personal opinion, I would rather work at McDonald's and hate my life than take advantage of the system and have everybody kind of coddle me.
Right.
So while we're talking about pathetic ideas and pathetic people, in our own backyard, I believe it was at Fishhawk Ranch, they decided to put a no fin ban on the local pool. I find it alarming that you have to have a ban on fins.
Yeah, that's insane. The way I found out about it is I was working out at Planet Fitness, and they have a line of TVs, and I just see Fox News and this huge banner, mermaid controversy.
Yeah.
Like, God damn it, Florida. Like,
Yeah.
these
So to get
controversies.
to get a little bit more into the story, so everybody knows, just in case they're not aware of what we're talking about, there was a woman at Fishhawk Ranch who decided to ignore this ban and put on her mermaid suit and went and chilled out in the pool.
So this ban was pre-existing to her having the mermaid outfit.
I think that the ban was because of her having the
Wow.
mermaid outfit.
Wow.
She would go there. The news article said that she would go there because she enjoyed the kids smiling as they would see a mermaid in the pool because it's not exactly what they expected.
Well, how busy is your life if you have time for shit like this? I don't even know when the last time I had time to go swimming, let alone dress up like a fucking mermaid.
Well, clearly she's not working at McDonald's with a
Yeah.
part-time job.
Another job.
But no, I mean, I'm not sure what's more creepy about this story: the lady dressing up as a mermaid and getting in the pool, or the 48-year-old man that was saying that he enjoys seeing her in the pool as a mermaid because he likes that she brings joy to all the children.
He definitely won Internet Creeper of the Day award.
Yeah, that was kind of an awkward thing to read about. I don't really know how I would feel if I walked out into my apartment complex and looked over at the pool and just see some chick chilling out in a mermaid costume with a 48-year-old man staring her down.
Probably have to call the police.
Yeah, that just seems like a creepy incident waiting to happen.
Probably get a fear boner.
Fear boner, definitely. Now, what would be worse in this case, a fear boner or for him to go up and boner cage her?
You have to explain boner cage. I'm not.
You don't know? Oh man, I thought you were aware what a boner cage is. Okay, so a boner cage is when a girl is standing at a bar or laying down in the pool, whatever your preference may be,
Okay.
and a man walks up next to her, starts talking to her, and places a hand blocking one exit route, and just starts talking to her and everything. Brings the other hand over and blocks the other exit route. So now she has nowhere to go except straight into the glorious passion that is this
I've
creeper.
never heard of this tactic, like physically trapping girls into talking to you.
I'm amazed that you haven't heard about this, especially after last night, because we were talking about it all last night.
I kept hearing the term boner cage. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Whenever I hear phrases like that, sometimes my mind's like, no, you really just don't want to know. So I didn't bother to ask.
No, whenever I hear phrases like that, my mind goes, you need to find out about this. That way you can use it in future cases.
Can we try this out? Can I see you try this out later? Just beta test it?
On you?
No, at the bar.
Oh, I was all about trying it out on you. I guess we can try it. We'll see how it goes. I don't
Trap
know.
some girls.
I think that rape charges start coming into it, sexual harassment, sexual assault.
Probably somewhere in there.
I'm really not a fan of having any of that on my record. But so my other question, as far as this mermaid boner cage goes, um, how is she getting to the pool with the weather we've been having? Because unless she's laying out in 10 inches of rain per day,
Yeah, we're having a lot of shit weather lately.
yeah, it's really starting to make me mad because I'll be actually doing something that I need to go outside to do, and I'm stuck in a tsunami.
My head just went immediately like Phil's mad that he can't go fishing.
That's pretty
That's
much what it goes to. Like,
Yeah.
I had a plan of going fishing this weekend. I really wanted to, and I look at the weather this morning, and it's 50% chance of rain throughout the weekend. Which brings me to another point. How do meteorologists come up with their numbers as to what the percentage of chance of rain is? In my opinion, I think every day is a 50% chance of rain. It's either gonna rain or it's fucking not gonna rain. I mean, where are
I'm
they?
not sure how weather balloons work, but I think there's some kind of idea.
I think it's bullshit,
Yeah,
and the
radars
NSA is behind it.
Doppler radars. No, I'm not sure. That's not behind it.
But no, I mean, this weather's been ridiculous. I was driving home from work the other day, and I have to take I-4 to 75 to go home now. And I'm sitting there. I'm stuck in traffic because it's monsooning in the middle of the interstate. And I'm sitting there. People forget how to drive when it's raining. They don't really know how to drive when it's not raining. And then this torrential downpour just comes down. So I'm sitting there, just stop traffic, just sitting there contemplating my life, thinking about how much I hate everybody around me at this moment. And I start seeing this blue flash out of the corner of my eye. I'm thinking that, like, oh man, there's a cop, there must have been an accident, blah, blah. No, I look over, lightning is striking the freaking guardrail like 200 yards away from me on an overpass. I'm freaking out thinking, man, this is going to be the end of my life. Someone's going to swerve out of the way because they think this lightning is a lot closer than what it is. They're going to run into me. I'm going to flip over. I'm going to land on somebody else's car. And all this is going to happen while no one's moving.
I always feel like when you're stuck in a car and it's not moving and it's raining hard like that, it's always the perfect opportunity to reenact that scene from Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
That's immediately where my mind goes.
I just need to have like a bottle of water or something sitting close to me. That way I could just see the water start trembling, like something's walking up on me.
Do you have a T-Rex emergency plan?
No, I have not come up with a T-Rex emergency plan, just for the doubt that T-Rex are going to invade Florida.
You gotta make a plan and then you gotta make a budget. So.
Does my budget have to entail 2 part-time jobs?
No, but you do need a budget money for the T-Rex plan.
Am I paying the T-Rex to leave me alone?
I don't think it would work like that. I think you have to buy like a flare gun and.
Flare gun? Am I gonna shoot it in the face so it lights up like the 4th of July?
Maybe, I don't know. Can you shoot it with regular bullets? Do 5.56 take down T-Rex?
I don't know. I've never tried it before.
If anyone's a scientist and you're listening, please let us know.
I mean, I've seen Godzilla a few times, and 50 cals didn't seem to work too much.
I saw Pacific Rim.
Did you?
Amazing.
Really? Because that movie looks.
Every bit of that movie.
That movie looks absolutely horrible, and I can't justify going to the theaters to watch that. I really can't justify going to the theaters to watch anything. As gay as this may sound, I really want to go see Despicable Me too, and I don't care what anybody that's listening thinks about it because, yes, I am a grown man. I want to go see a cartoon.
Yeah, I've never seen Despicable Me 1.
Really? You need to watch that. It's funny.
I don't watch that many Pixar movies. I still have never seen WALL-E.
That was a pretty good movie. I really liked the ending to that movie.
I need to catch up.
Man, Pixar makes some of the best adult child movies. As
you know, Steve Jobs started Pixar.
Did he really?
Yeah, that's why he's one of the most. That's besides all the Apple stuff. He made Pixar and eventually Disney merged. I don't think they bought it. They merged together. They made like a couple $1 billion off of that.
Yeah, Pixar they put out some really good stuff. I think Monsters Inc. is probably still one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Even as.
Do you see the sequel to it?
No, I haven't seen that. I know it's out in theaters. I want to go see that too. Maybe I'll make a day of it. I'll go see Despicable Me 2 in the morning, and then in the afternoon I'll go see Monsters University. And I will punch anybody in the face that thinks I'm creepy for wanting to do that.
I just picture like you in the theater, like the families and the little kids, and you're just sitting in the middle of the theater by yourself.
Maybe I'll just sit really close to one of the families. That way it makes it look like I'm with them. But yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what to do with this weather. I don't know what to think about Mermaid Girl and Boner Cage Guy. I don't know what this world's coming to anymore. I mean, you got people now they're beer champions drinking themselves to death, and
It sounded like the guy was like really really fat too. This happened in Spain. He's some kind of beer drinking champion. Which one? If I would have known about this when I was in 8th grade and they were asking me what I wanted to do for a living, I would have said beer drinking champion. But they don't put that on the aptitude test, and I've been working my whole life and didn't know that was an option. But apparently he drank 6 liters of beer, and then his body was just like, nope, and he threw up and then pretty much just passed.
yeah, I'm all about competitions. I'm all about drinking, but I don't think you should mix those two. It just sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I understand why they don't have it here. Like, I haven't heard of anything around here before, I guess due to legal reasons. But do you feel like 6 liters of beer is really that much that would kill you?
I feel like 6 liters of beer would probably kill me. Actually, at the rate I'm going, I feel like if I had 6 beers, I might actually die.
I don't know, because you're probably the one person that I know for sure could probably outdrink me. And I've had 4.5 liters from Dunderbox, and I was just like any other time.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I can put away some drinks. I'll go ahead and say that. I can put some drinks down, but 6 liters, man. That's
If I were to try to keep up with you on the amount of liquor you drink, I would be white girl wasted, like at your halfway point. So I mean, I could probably do 6 liters without dying. I'd put money on it.
I don't know, man. Like I've calmed the drinking down quite a bit. I mean, they were in my heyday. At 24 years old, I've already hit my heyday. In my heyday, I could outdrink a lot of people. Now, maybe not so much because I'm not as skilled as I used to be in the drinking realm.
It was easier for me when I was really fat. Apparently, being fatter, because this guy was really obese, really helps you handle your alcohol.
Yeah, because don't the fat cells do something about diluting the alcohol or something?
I've lost
like
90 pounds, but when I was over 300 pounds, I could clear like a 24 pack, no problem.
I've never weighed 300 pounds, but actually I think that I'm back up to whatever I was before I stopped drinking. Cause there was a little while I got down to 190 and I was pretty proud of myself, but I'm pretty sure I'm back up to around 210 now. But maybe not that drastic. Maybe I'm only like 200. But no, I mean just whenever I was doing a lot of drinking, it got to the point that I could just down shots and I'd be fine. But now I'm pretty sure if I had a couple, I'd probably fall face first onto the ground.
Yeah.
Now that brings up an interesting thing that I've never thought of until just now. So a couple weeks ago, we talked about the guy who was escorted out of the bar and went into his concussive state, and his comatose. Sorry, I haven't heard anything else about that. I really don't care. But it made me start to think: if I pass out because, say, I'm drinking a lot of Jack Daniels, if I pass out, hit my head on the ground, whenever I wake up from my coma, do I have grounds to sue Jack Daniels?
I don't think you can sue Jack Daniels. Maybe whoever you bought it from or the establishment you crashed in. But a lot of those places, we're like, just from our experiences going on Ybor, if you even start to get close to look like you're going to fall asleep somewhere or start to get sleepy, they have bouncers that'll come like check you out and try to kick you out so you're not in their establishment.
What if I go hide in a corner?
They usually circle around and check.
What if
I say this as someone who's been drunk enough that I wanted to fall asleep, and I remember like getting the flashlight in the eyes, and they're like, "Oh, you gotta stay awake, or we're gonna kick you out."
What if I hide under a table?
I don't know. You probably hide under those stairs in the Orpheum.
I could hide under this. It always smells like piss back there.
Yeah, someone definitely. It's R. Kelly.
Yeah, I don't feel like getting peed on. I mean, no, I'm not even gonna go there with that. Never mind. That's just it's a little too weird of a direction to take this. Maybe if there weren't, so many people, all 5 of them listening, I might take it there. But
thanks for continually listening, by the way.
Yeah, thank you for our loyal listeners. We will make you T-shirts, or maybe we'll just sign some Kleenex for you or something.
I had an idea for a T-shirt, by the way. I was gonna wait on the podcast. I thought of this weeks ago, but I was gonna wait. I always forget to mention on the podcast. So my roommate actually came up with this idea because we were just messing around. He was saying I should get something in my window to freak out this really creepy neighbor we have. And I was like, oh yeah, I should get like, don't tread on me flag. And then on the don't tread on me flag, I'll get like a horse mask on it, a horse head mask. I don't know if you've seen those.
No.
Okay, so if you go on Amazon, you can buy like these horse head masks for like $17. And they look ridiculous, and there's tons of hilarious YouTube videos for a horse head mask. Actually, you might need to look up at some point horse head mask jogger, like during a hurricane. It's like the best video. It's probably my favorite thing on the internet right now. But I really, for our shirts for the podcast, I want to do the design of the "Don't Tread on Me," but have it be the horse head instead of the snake. Yeah, you just pulled it up. You get the unicorn one too.
That is amazing. Oh my god, I want one of these so I can go to a club and wear it.
But instead of "Don't tread on me," have it say "Don't trot on me" with a horse head mask.
That is amazing. Oh my god, I want to get one of these so bad and just wear it around Brandon or Tampa or wherever I may choose to go. I think I'm actually going to do this before school starts and walk around USF.
Yeah, they're pretty amazing. Are you going to get the regular one or the unicorn one?
I might get... Oh, they have a squirrel mask, too. I might get the unicorn just because that's really gay.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that unicorn looks really happy. The pig is just creepy.
Yeah, it's super creepy.
But, yes, I'm getting the chicken mask and I am walking around USF. That is amazing. But
it would be awesome if you're like sitting in the Marshall Center and then like you don't have it and you're just sitting there doing homework and then wait for people to like fill in and sit next to you and all of a sudden just like put your head down in your bag and just put it on. Just people just like you just like you're sitting there just working and you look at the side, all of a sudden there's horse head mask. Like, oh god.
That is spectacular. I have figured out what I am doing around the USF campus. If anybody happens to go to the USF campus and they see a guy running around with a horse head mask on, feel free to come up and shake my hand. That is amazing. But, oh my gosh, that is spectacular.
You gotta go to YouTube and type in horse head mask jogger. They're like, it's just my favorite thing on the internet. They just show it's like during like a big hurricane, like there's just all this downpour, and they're just like doing a panning of the street, and you just see a guy with no shirt on, but he's just jogging down in the rain with a horse head mask. And it's like my favorite thing that exists on the internet right now.
That is amazing. Oh my god, I want to get one of these so bad. Oh man, the things you could do to people with this on.
Yeah, just like pulling next to someone at a stoplight and just looking over and just wearing a mask.
That is so cool. Oh my gosh. Seriously, if you have not heard of a horse head mask or you have no idea what we're talking about, you have to go on Amazon and just look these things up. They are so funny. Wow, I really want to buy one of these right now.
And a horse head mask on YouTube. There's tons of hilarious videos too.
That is spectacular. I just don't know what I would do if somebody came up to me wearing one. I don't know.
What if you boner caged? Or what if you got boner caged?
Oh my god! If I got boner caged by somebody wearing that, wow.
And then just happen next dollar beer night.
Oh my god! I think so. I think it does. God. Oh Jesus. That is amazing. I might order one of these when I go home.
Nice.
Oh man, that is hilarious. So, God. So
shirts with "Don't tread on me," but it's gonna have the horse head mask, and it's gonna say "Don't trot on me," and then maybe on the back, Depressive Realism Show.
I think that we should wait until we're a little bit more internet famous.
Oh yeah, until people besides just my girlfriend and like 3 other people.
Yeah. Once we hit the big time, we'll do that.
But if you're listening right now, I love you.
I care about you kind of a little bit, depending on who you are. There might be different levels of caring depending on the person listening right now.
I was actually talking like specifically to my girlfriend because I know she's probably gonna listen.
Oh, well, that's sweet.
Yeah.
That's so adorable.
All right, great boyfriend.
Brad loves his girlfriend. Brad loves his girlfriend. That's so gay. But
it's the opposite of gay.
No, it's total homo. But so, you know what? I was gonna save it till the end, but since we're already talking about it, I mean, we may as well just go ahead and lead into
you dating yourself.
My outrage on Facebook. So earlier on Facebook, everybody I know is getting into a relationship or they've been in one for a little while, and I've kind of been left out on the streets as a lonely little puppy,
right,
without anyone to care for me, to feed me, keep me warm, keep me dry.
And you know it's bad too when certain people in our group are in relationships and you're not. Like,
yeah, I'm not gonna name any names, but I know who you're talking about.
You know who you are, bitch.
You know who you are.
You are.
I don't know why we're pointing you out because we know you're not listening. but we're gonna make you
You
listen.
might be listening.
We're gonna pin you down and we're gonna infect your ears with our show like some kind of weird ear STD. But but yeah, so I go on Facebook and I was like, all right, well, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. I'm gonna make it look like somebody cares about me.
Right.
So I try to change my relationship status and I type in my name. It doesn't let me do it.
You could have typed in my name.
I thought about it, but then I was like, then people are gonna think I'm really gay, and I
Yeah.
play gay really well, but I'm not about that. There's a certain thing D's and B's on guys shouldn't happen.
Right. If both our profile pictures had horse head masks,
Oh
that'd
my
probably be better.
god, that'd be so funny. But so I'm just sitting there. I'm like, man, what can I do to make it look like somebody loves me? So I type in my name, and my little picture doesn't pop up for me to be able to tag myself. I'm like, this is some horse shit, man. I should be able to put myself on here. So I was like, all right, whatever. I'll just do the regular thing. So I typed in myself.
Mhm.
And I saved it and everything, and I go back and check it. It doesn't even show up saying that I'm in a relationship with myself. It just says in a relationship.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, what? No, this is unacceptable, because now people are going to start thinking that I'm actually in a relationship with someone, and I'm going to start getting blown up by all these questions and everything. No lie, I left that up for maybe a minute before I took it back down. I was already getting blown up. Who are you dating? Who are you with? Who are you with? Blah, blah, blah. You met someone? Blah, blah, blah. So, and of course, to all those replies, I was like, no, I didn't meet anybody. There is no one out there that's qualified for this kind of babysitting.
I think next week you need to take a picture of yourself sitting like at Maggiano's or some like nice restaurant alone, like anniversary time.
So of course that led to all kind of a whole discussion about me dating myself and all that.
Do you hate it when your respective significant other sticks you with a bill?
Not really. Wait, are we talking like in an actual sense of me dating someone, or
No,
just
when you're dating
me
yourself.
dating myself?
Yeah.
Not really, because I mean, regardless, one of us will pay, me or my alter ego that is within myself. That made me sound a little schizo, didn't it? That was a little weird.
Well, at least you know they're gonna put out too.
True story. They are willing to put out whenever they feel like it, and that
It's
definitely
really weird, like following this logic of you dating yourself.
You know, I've thought about it before. Oh, that made me think of what I wanted to talk about. Okay, so I've heard it a few times, and before it got really popular with certain radio personalities asking certain people, I was asked this. Shoot, it was probably like 5 years ago. I was asked this, and I didn't really know what to give as an answer because I hadn't really thought it all the way through. So now that I've had time to think it through and I've listened to other people's responses and everything, I'm going to present you with this question.
Okay.
Say 20 years down the road, they come up with a time machine.
Okay.
And you're able to go back in time and you run into yourself. Do you or do you not give yourself a handy? And, hang on, 2-part question. And if you do, is it gay?
I do not give myself a handy.
Why?
Because if I wanted a handy for myself, you just masturbate. Why would you make
But
it
how
gay?
But how often do you get the chance to give yourself 20 years younger? Give yourself a
I
handy.
don't need that opportunity. I don't think I'll ever be that horny where I have to like. I don't see myself wanting to give a younger version of myself a handy. I don't think the younger version of me would want it. Either. Stop trying to rape me, old me. You old creepy bastard.
See, no, I'm the complete opposite. I think I'm okay with it. I think that I look at this and I'm like, whatever. It's just me.
So you would definitely want to give yourself a hand job.
I think it'd be an interesting experience.
Uh,
Now, I don't think it's gay either. Like, because whenever you think about it, you're just kind of doing yourself.
I don't. I just thought of questions to ask, and I wish I had mind bleach right now for the imagery that's in my head.
Just go ahead and ask him. It's too late. You've
No.
already mentioned that you had the questions. Curious minds want to know.
No, I can't even like.
You have to. You're required by radio law to actually speak your mind now.
So it's like older you like sitting on your lap, because like this could get really gay really fast.
Older me sitting on no, because if I'm sitting on my lap, then I can't do the proper motions.
What if he's doing you and himself at the same time?
That just got confusing. What?
Yeah. What if he's jerking himself and then he's got you too?
Sounds like a party to me.
That's not gay.
No,
You make him touch.
no, not gay at all.
Yeah,
It's not gay at all
that-
because it's just me touching me.
we just got way like this is the worst the podcast has ever got.
Yeah, it did
We
go.
just lost that lever.
It did just go into right field. But no, I don't see what's gay about it. I mean, sure, it's two guys, but it's just me. So really, it's just one guy.
I always hate when we're and this happened pretty much our entire adult lives when we know each other. Is we'll start talking about something and I'll eventually say something so out there that I end up grossing myself out.
That's how we know it's a good conversation.
Yeah.
So to make it a little bit less gay, well, no, it's still going to be pretty gay because we're going to talk about Glee. So Corey Monteith, I think that's his name. Corey Monteith, was that his name?
I don't know. I never watched Glee.
I don't know. Corey, Roger, Steve. I've never watched it either.
Yeah, I know his name is Corey. I didn't know that's.
I know his last name is
right.
his Monteith, but I don't remember the first name.
Yeah, I think it's Corey.
So we'll say it's Bob. We'll just go with Bob. So Bob Monteith, huge star on Glee, dies.
Yeah.
He's a young guy too.
Found dead in his apartment.
He wasn't that old. Was it his apartment or was it a hotel room? I thought it was a hotel room.
Yeah, found dead in his hotel.
It was in Canada too. When it was like Montreal or something like that.
Yeah, he's from Canada. I think he was a Canucks fan.
Completely irrelevant to the story. And back on topic. No one cares about hockey, Brad. No one. Nope.
I care.
You don't even care deep down.
I do.
So he's found dead. Freaking what was it? It was it heroin or was it?
Yeah, he overdosed on heroin and he overdosed. I want to say he overdosed on alcohol, but that's not the right term, is it?
You can OD on alcohol. I mean, alcohol poisoning and then death. I mean, we just had a story not too long ago about a guy drinking 6 liters of beer and dying.
I don't know if there's like a special term for it.
No, I think it's still just considered OD. But yeah, so he dies, and what I thought was interesting about the story is before everything came out, I haven't really been following it because, frankly, I don't give a shit.
Right.
I mean, to me, it's just another douchebag that was doing drugs and offed himself.
Yeah.
Even if it was accidental, I still don't really care, nor do I have pity.
Yeah, I never watched Glee. I hope to never have to watch an episode of Glee.
I'm gonna tell your girlfriend. I hope she loves that show. I hope she makes you watches it.
Yeah.
I hope she makes you watch it all night.
I want to get a boner cage into an episode of Glee.
Oh, that brings up another interesting point. Can females boner cage? Would it be like a badge cage or something?
I feel like they can, but it's just not. They can force you, and it's more like a Jedi mind trick, though, right?
Yeah, I don't really think
they really don't. It's not physical. It's kind of like a mental boner cage.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know. Like, I mean, we do really stupid stuff when we're with girls, so I guess
we're getting mental boner caged.
I guess we are getting mental boner caged.
It's been happening our whole lives, and we're just not finding out.
We're just now realizing that women mentally boner cage men, while on the other hand, men physically boner cage women, or in some cases, other men.
It's a circle of life.
The circle of life.
If we ever have like a best of, that's definitely going on.
Oh, definitely. That me singing definitely needs to go on. But you're my boy, Simba. But so. But yeah, so I mean, like the fans and everything, whenever it first got announced, they were really bummed out and everything. And then once everybody found out how he died and all that, his family held like a little get-together gathering thing at the hotel room where he died.
Wow, that's such a like. You didn't think you like want to go to the hotel that he OD'd in.
But on top of that, don't you lose a little bit of respect, like whatever respect you may have had for this guy. Me personally, being on the show Glee, I have no respect for him.
Yeah.
But like, don't you lose a little bit of respect for somebody like that?
He's had to have some like deeper problems. I mean, you're making money. Obviously, you're successful. I don't understand why you'd want to be on heroin if you're making tons of money.
I don't know, man. I just don't understand. Like, I don't understand why people throw their lives away and they're so miserable when they make so much money and have such a great life. I don't understand it.
It sucks. There's no explaining it.
Well, that was depressing.
Yeah.
So, oh, good. So we're gonna go from depressing to more depressing. So Detroit is on the verge of filing bankruptcy. I think that they actually made the decision today that they're just, as a city, calling it quits.
They didn't
throwing
say it.
in the towel.
They declared it.
They're just like, you know what? fuck this. We're broke. Our people hate each other.
We just got Matt Stafford.
We just signed Matt Stafford for more money than what we can. For the amount of money that he was just signed for, could rebuild our city and save everything.
They're not getting any better until they get RoboCop. That's been.
RoboCop's the only way to save that city.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if I could be like a little mech warrior, walk around in a robo suit,
Yeah.
I'd go save Detroit.
Speaking of Max, dude, you gotta go see Pacific Rim.
I just can't see wasting that money.
It's everything I've ever wanted.
I mean, that what are movie prices now? Like $8, $9?
$8 if you go in the morning, I think.
So that's $8 that I could use to buy anything else.
That's not. You can't even get a horse head mask for $8.
I can get like 90% of one. It was like $12. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about Detroit. That just sucks.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what to say about that. This is one of the. It used to be one of the greatest cities in the United States. Started our whole automobile revolution, everything, and now they are broke and just hating life.
I was just really curious when I saw if it was going to affect any Detroit sports teams. I know, some people were wondering if it was going to have any effect on the Winter Classic that's going to happen between the Red Wings and the Maple Leafs, but I think that's in Ann Arbor, so it's not really in Detroit. So I guess it won't have any effect on it.
Yeah, I don't think the entire state is in complete and total ruin. I think it's just Detroit. But I mean,
maybe we can just sell Michigan to Canada.
You know, I wonder if they'd be willing to buy it.
I
think even Canada would look at it and be like, nope, they're fucked.
We'll give them like a really good deal.
A really good deal. We will sell you all of Michigan. In return, you give us all the Canadian bacon we want, tax-free.
And poutine.
Sounds like a good deal.
And some hot Canadian girls.
Now you're just asking too much. I mean, really, would you trade Detroit for Canadian girls if you were Canada?
No, I wouldn't.
Exactly.
But
So
you gotta ask for more. That way you can compromise and meet in the middle.
I think asking for unlimited supply of bacon is pretty awesome.
Sure. Isn't that just ham? Isn't Canadian bacon just ham?
Pretty sure, but whatever. Still bacon.
So you just want ham?
Dude, I love ham. We just ate, and I'm really freaking hungry talking about ham.
Some honey baked ham?
Some honey baked ham. Oh man, some black eyed peas with like some ham mixed into it on some. Okay, well moving on because I'm starting to get I'm getting a food arousal. We're gonna shift it east a little bit to New York. So Alex Rodriguez is due to come back relatively soon. I think he might make his first start tomorrow after a very long AAA stint and all that good stuff after his hip surgery in the off season.
I have to stop making the joke to my Yankees fan coworker that me and Alex Rodriguez have played the same amount of professional baseball this month.
That's true. But I'm pretty sure most Yankees fans absolutely despise Alex Rodriguez just because they've spent so much money on him.
Yeah.
And he's given so little in return. As a baseball fan, I think Alex Rodriguez coming back is just absolutely horrible because I can't stand the guy. He's a dirtbag.
What's the alternative, though?
They don't really have one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Alex Rodriguez is going to come back, and the thing that I think is greatest about it is he's also one of the names that was listed on the whole steroid thing that's being tied to the Miami training center, and they're talking about suspending these guys for like a long time, and he's going to come back after missing half the season, and if this ends up going through, he's just going to turn around and get suspended. So that's just more money that the Yankees have thrown away.
Speaking of baseball and steroids, how do you feel about a certain friend we have that believes that Barry Bonds never took steroids?
I'm going to try and tread lightly because I do know what it's like to be a huge fan of a baseball player and to the point that you're willing to defend them in an argument.
Right.
But on the same token, I'm also a very large baseball fan, and I enjoy the sport for what it is. And I think that the fact that he did steroids, which people are going to argue he didn't do them, and I'm going to call bullshit on it, because if you look at him in the early 90s when he played for the Pirates, this dude is like 6'3", a buck 90. He's skinny, super
Right.
skinny. Goes to the Giants, gets super bulky, bench pressing cars and all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm speaking figuratively, not literally there.
Right.
Or I guess it would be metaphorically. I don't really know. Whatever.
I was just gonna agree.
Yeah, we can agree to disagree.
Yeah.
But so yeah, he comes in. Clearly, he's doing something he shouldn't do because he's on the Mark McGuire steroids diet.
Right.
Which I think that if he would just fess up to it, I take that back. I think if he would have fessed up to it whenever it was originally brought up, that he would be in the same boat as Mark McGuire. Mark McGuire was completely forgiven about it. He's
Mm.
now he's the hitting coach for the St. Louis Cardinals. He's back in baseball. Like, everybody just looked right over it because he admitted to it. He's like, yeah, I did it. I messed up.
Oh.
But Barry Bonds sets all kinds of records and everything. Clearly does steroids, just judging by his physique. And because he argues it, no, I didn't do it, no, I didn't do it, I don't know where these needles came from, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, it just makes it worse.
Exactly. He's kind of been pushed away from baseball. Like, Major League Baseball doesn't even want to be associated with him.
So while we're talking sports, you hear what Roddy White said with the Zimmerman verdict?
I did. For those that don't know, Roddy White was very vocal as to his feelings about the verdict.
For those not knowing, Roddy White is also the wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons.
He's a pretty badass wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons.
Definitely on my to draft list available.
But he pretty much said that the jurors should just go ahead and kill themselves.
You know what's really crazy to me about the jury for the Zimmerman trial that I guess no one would have known, but I especially didn't know until after the fact. It was an all-female jury.
Yeah, no, I knew. I had already known about that because they were mentioning it all over the radio and everything whenever they were talking about it. But yeah, no, when you're an athlete in the kind of position he's in, I don't really think that that you should be voicing stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, a lot of people were doing it too. Like Kim Kardashian posted no justice. You're like, bitch, your dad defended OJ. You're gonna tweet no justice.
Yeah, there's just so much going on with the aftermath of the Zimmerman trial that it's ridiculous. I mean,
Al Sharpton's like setting up some kind of sit-in. I guess it's supposed to happen soon.
yeah,
I saw a photo online where there were protesters that blocked off the highway. So you imagine like trying to drive somewhere like I-4. It was like a bunch of cars, and they just got out of their cars and they were blocking traffic.
yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, Al Sharpton's doing his 100-city sit-in thing because I guess they're protesting the fact that Zimmerman violated Trayvon Martin's civil rights by. It's ridiculous. Just let it go.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand people are upset about it and everything, but let's rewind back to the early 90s. O.J. Simpson killed 2 white people. Just want to throw that out there. Was found innocent. Don't really know how, but you know, if the glove don't fit, you must acquit.
Yeah. Every time I follow Adrian Peterson on Twitter, and he was posting about it too. And every time I see a celebrity talk about the verdict, there's always some guy that was like, well, you don't know all the facts because you weren't there. And they always come back with, well, you don't know all the facts because you weren't there. And it's just like, it's like a complete circle jerk, and it never ends.
It's such a clever comeback. But I mean, it's one of those things, no one knows the facts because the only person that was actually there was the defendant. So you can't really go by what he's saying. You can only take in his phone calls and then try and piece together what may have happened.
Right.
And do I disagree with their ruling? Yeah, I think that there was a little bit more that happened than what people are seeing.
Right.
But did the jury make the right decision based on the information they were given? Yeah. I think that the prosecution did a horrible job. Like I said last week, they did a terrible job of trying to build this case. And the defense attorneys did a great job.
Yeah.
And I think that people need to just look at this and be like, you know what? They did a great job. They were able to do their job. They were able to prove that he was following the written law as far as
stand your ground.
Well, not even stand your ground because that wasn't even a case in the.
Oh yeah, they tossed it out. Right.
But they were able to do a good job and presenting the evidence in a way that it proves self-defense. And that's what I think is crazy, is that all these people are protesting stand your ground. They're protesting stuff that wasn't even relevant in the case.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, all this race stuff is coming in because of the media.
Yeah, I think the media is doing like a really they're the ones to blame for all of this.
Yeah, I mean, without the media, I don't think it would have reached the level that it's reached.
Definitely not.
Because I mean, and the thing that really got me, and I was watching the post verdict interviews and everything with the different attorneys, and they had somebody from the LA Times that asked the question, do you think that if this was a black man that killed a white man, do you think that the verdict would have come out the same? And it's like, you know what? Race should have never been brought into this.
Yeah,
this isn't a case of a white man, or I'm sorry, not even white, a Hispanic man killing a black teenager. This is a case of a human being killing a human being.
Yeah.
Race should have never been brought into this. But because it's been brought into this, they're talking about riots now. I guess that there was a riot out in Oakland that I read about.
Oh, yeah.
There's been multiple cases of people of African American on Caucasian crime, like
Hispanic.
Yeah, and it's all being related back to Trayvon Martin, because there was one case I was reading about that they yelled out while they were beating a guy, "This is for Trayvon."
Yeah.
I mean,
someone you never like. Those people are just looking for an excuse.
That's
You've
exactly
never met
what
that
it
person
is.
before, and they're just looking for an excuse to be shitty.
That's exactly what it is. People are always looking for a reason to act like complete and total assholes,
Yeah.
and once they're given the reason, there's no stopping them.
Right. It's ridiculous.
So I don't really understand why all this got brought into race and everything, but I think that it's time that people just stop. I mean, the
Now they're
decision.
talking about boycotting Florida. Like you're just gonna hurt the tourism industry for even some like, not even, I really don't care about Disney or the large corporations, but even like the smaller ones. Just this whole deal about boycotting Florida now, like, who are you really trying to hurt with this? And you're not gonna get the right people.
It's so stupid. Like, the verdict's already been made. There's no reversing it because
Double jeopardy.
Prosecution can't, exactly. Once you're found innocent, you're found innocent. Prosecution can't appeal anything.
Right.
So it's ridiculous. People just need to let it go. They need to realize it's already been set in stone what happened, and there's not going to be any changing it.
Yeah. How long do you think the protests are gonna last for? Probably like a month.
Honestly, I don't know.
Unless it escalates to something bigger happening.
If it escalates to something bigger happening, then it's going to last a while. Is this going to be talked about for a long time?
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be talked about for a long time. If it stays the way it's going, it's only a matter of time before people just give up on it.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think people should have already given up on it. But you have people like Al Sharpton. You have people they're out there. They're out there to line their pockets.
Yeah.
I mean, Al Sharpton's getting so much publicity off this, it's ridiculous. And then you have people like Akon, who completely ignorant, just dumbest statement I've ever read in my entire life. I mean, it's ridiculous. I'm going to read this quoting what it says. Every African American in the United States need to move their money, their money, family, there's no and after this last comma, knowledge back to Africa, where you, the letter, not the word, will be treated like the royalty you are. And then he captions a photo saying, "You don't deserve this treatment. This is not your country." So a couple things. Grammatical errors aside. What?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, what are you talking about? Why do people need to move their money, their families, all that back to Africa, where they're going to have it so much better? You're right, Akon. We should all African Americans should move back to a third world country where they're so much better off, where they're not sure if they're going to have clean drinking water, they're not going to have any kind of health benefits. You're right, Akon. They should all move back. That is the most clever comment you've ever come up with. You are a dumbass. Oh, God, it just infuriates me.
no, I figured it out while you're talking about it. I figured out what he's trying to do. He wants people to move their money to Africa, right?
Oh, my God, he's a Nigerian prince.
Nigerian prince scheme.
Oh, my God.
We saw right through it.
You saw right through it. I didn't catch it. You are amazing.
I didn't even need the Scooby Doo van for that.
Wow. So you're hearing it first from the Depressive Realism show. Don't believe what Akon says. He is a Nigerian prince,
He's trying to scam you.
he's trying to scam you. He wants your money. But I mean, it's just ridiculous. Like, how are things better in Africa? Like, it, I'm just befuddled. I don't even know what to say to that. It's just ridiculous. But I mean, and that's the kind of ignorance that's being spewed. And the sad thing is he's a popular figure, so people are gonna look at that and be like, you know what? Maybe he's right. Maybe we are better off in other places.
We should send our money to Nigeria.
We should send our money to Africa, specifically Nigeria, to the Akon Fund. I mean, it's just so stupid. I mean, oh, I'm so mad. I don't even know what to say. Like, it's just so ridiculous that he's gonna say something like that. I mean, like I said before, this isn't even a case of white on black, Spanish on black, black on... no, it's not a case of that. It's a case of human on human. It's idiots like that are bringing race into the whole argument. Okay, so I think that I just stopped our recording on accident. Oh, it's so I don't know if you got what I don't know. We'll go back and edit it. Anyway, but maybe we'll just leave all this confusion.
We'll do it live.
Yeah, we'll just leave it the way it is. So, this fucking 9-year-old girl... God, I'm still pissed off about that. Fucking 9-year-old girl sets a place on fire in Australia, skips down the fucking walkway, fire the fucking overhead fire things, put the fire out.
There's like $100,000 worth of damage.
Firemen come up, scoop everything out, everything's good to go. Owners aren't mad at the freaking 9-year-old, and it's the end of that story.
Are you still considering wanting to move to Australia at some point after seeing that reporter?
You know, I was weighing the options of moving to Australia after I saw both of those reporters because they were gorgeous. But my fear of spiders, man, I just can't bring myself to live somewhere where I could get eaten by a spider.
That's true. I don't know. I have this mentor right now that's helping me move from being a help desk analyst to being a database administrator. Because even working in the States, my salary would practically double. And he was giving me the figures like, oh, when he's doing certain like development or being the admin, how much money you make. And then he specified it or clarified at the bottom like, oh, in Australia, if you work full time at McDonald's, you make $35K a year.
I guess Australian McDonald's workers don't have to have a second part-time job.
Yeah.
Either that or the cost of living is just freaking outrageous.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I mean, what do you do with somebody like that? She's only 9 years old. She can't be tried for anything. That's what it said in the article, that they weren't going to try her on anything. But somebody like that, they clearly got something going on upstairs, and she's going to be freaking crazy when she gets older.
You got to burn down all her shit. That's the only way you teach her a lesson. Is you got to set fire to everything she owns.
Build a big bonfire of unicorns and My Little Ponies.
Yep.
Hey man, whatever you gotta do, I get. But I mean, I don't know. It's just one of those things that I don't really know what you're supposed to do in that case, because clearly somebody like that, they already have it in their mind that they're gonna be able to do whatever they want.
Right. You can't rub her face in it. So.
I mean, you could. It just wouldn't.
It'd be like weird. You ever watch Game of Thrones?
I watched the first 2 seasons.
Like the Hound, the dude that.
Oh yeah, the messed up. Yeah.
You gotta watch it. It's really good.
That'd be weird, but then she would like start killing people.
Yeah.
And that would just be awkward.
Yeah.
Well, okay. It's been an interesting show.
Yeah.
Plenty of talk about boner caging and all kinds of weird stuff.
You know what? I had to like put my hands on my face for a little bit. This is gonna be really awful, but we've already cursed a lot. We've already talked about boner caging.
Yeah, we started the show off on a high note.
If you're still listening, you're probably going to hear this anyway. I pictured Trayvon boner caging Zimmerman. I had to put my head down for a minute.
Way too soon.
Way too soon.
Way too soon. That's
I'm
awful.
sorry. That's how my brain works.
That's awful.
Can you picture it though?
I'm trying not to. I'm doing the best I can on my moral side.
They should have recreated that moment in the courtroom.
What was he trying to do? Was he seducing him at first, or?
I don't know.
So hey, you creepy ass cracker! I noticed you were noticing me from across the lawn.
Does that count for stand your ground if someone boner cages you?
I don't know, but now I'm scared to boner cage people. Thank you.
You're welcome.
God, where's this show gone? Jesus.
We think we've lost all our listeners.
We are so fucked up, it's ridiculous. Alright, well, that is all I have for the show. You have anything else you want to contribute?
No, I'm good to go. You ready to grab a beer?
Yeah, I'm going to need something to keep that image out of my head. Alright, well, you guys enjoy your weekend. Have a good one. Stay safe.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening. As always, make sure you are visiting our Facebook page, Depressive Realism, and feel free to email us any thoughts, ideas, comments, concerns, insults, compliments. Did I cover everything?
If we're wrong on anything, you just want to correct us.
We're down for that too. We're pretty open-minded about it.
Yeah.
You can email us at depressiverealismshow@gmail.com. It's on our Facebook page. Make sure you are sharing us with your friends, talking great things about us, or you can be honest and tell them that we suck.
Yeah.
I mean, really, as long as you're getting the word out there about us, it's better than the 18 listeners that we've had. So we greatly appreciate all the love that our consistent listeners have shown us, and we will talk to you guys next week.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Wrong button.
Stop.